What's all the fuss about employee engagement? Organizations want strong performance from their employees so their organizations are successful. Sadly, the majority of people in leadership positions say that employee engagement is a problem in their organizations. There's a lot of benefits to employee engagement. They're willing to do more. They are more productive, they have better working relationships, and their customers are more satisfied. Then there's the cost to having disengaged employees. There's difficult or dysfunctional work relationships. There's lower productivity. There's sometimes an unwillingness to go beyond their job description. That makes employee engagement a really big deal. In December 2010, Psychometrics Canada did a survey of 368 HR professionals, people who should have their pulse on what's going on in their company. When they were asked what leaders could do to improve employee engagement, 71% of them said that managers and supervisors, anyone in a leadership position, had to do more to communicate clear expectations. Employees need to know their role and where they fit in the organization. They need to know they can contribute and how they can make a difference. So how can you help them? Well, why not start by just telling them where they fit in? Surprisingly, many supervisors and managers explain the what of the job, but they never explain the why. No, I'm not suggesting anything too complicated. Just simple statements like, here's what you can do to fit into the overall process. This is why what you do is so important. This is how your job impacts on others' success. And this is how your role contributes to your success. You can also do some asking. Asking employees where they fit in can help you gauge whether they understand or not. And it can also help with process improvement, because sometimes when they're thinking through their role, they have suggestions for changes. Maybe they can make the process better, or maybe they have a way they can make a greater contribution. Ask them simple questions like, how do you see your role contributing to our success? What do you think the impact on our organization would be if we didn't have your position? How can the organization contribute to your success? These are just a few ideas to get you asking and telling employees. The most important thing is that you have those conversations. Tell them why their job is important. Knowing their job is important is a great source of pride to most employees. And that reminds me about one of my favorite stories about the traveler and the stonecutters. One day a traveler was traveling along a road, and as he passed a quarry, he saw 3 stonecutters at work. He was curious about what they were doing, so he went to the first stonecutter and said, "What are you doing?" And the stonecutter said, "I'm cutting stone." That didn't tell him very much, so he went on to the second stonecutter. And he asked, "What are you doing?" And the stonecutter said, "I'm cutting stones and squaring them up to build a building." He went on then to the third stonecutter, and he said, "What are you doing?" And that stonecutter said, "I'm cutting stones and squaring them up to build the most beautiful cathedral in the world." Now, which one of these workers would you say was the most proud of his work? Most careful that the quality of his work was really good? Or most willing to go above and beyond to get the job done? And don't forget to tell employees those unwritten, unspoken rules that you have in your head. Rules about punctuality, about professionalism, or about how they can be a team player. They aren't mind readers. They won't know if you don't tell them. You want to let them know if they won't, you want them to tell you if they won't be into work, then make sure they have your telephone number and that they know it's okay to call you at home. You don't know how to get started at telling employees what you expect of them? Well, employees also have expectations of you. So why not start there? Then you can begin to manage their expectations of you. Research tells us that employees will do their best to meet your expectations if they know what they are. Have high expectations and they'll do their best to deliver. Have low expectations and they'll do their best to deliver there too.